Hello everyone and now welcome to Sonic vs Neutron. This game taking place on, well, a map that you may not have heard of, Last Snow. This is from the Hive Workshop. I believe this is called Hive Workshop Cup number 2. Let me double check. Yes, it is Hive Workshop Cup number 2, as we see, well, Neutron spawning as the pink night elf over here on the bottom left. Over here on the top right, we have Sonic spawning as the yellow night elf. So this is going to be a night elf versus night elf mirror match. Night elf versus night elf mirror match. One of the mirror matches I don't get to see very often. So I am, well, trying to figure out what the strategies are going to be, and I believe it really has still been Keeper of the Grove with archers, but then is also the possibility of Priestess of the Moon with True Shot aura and things of that nature. Now, the other day I was walking, going shopping, walking into a store, and I was wearing my Back to Warcraft sweater, and someone looked at me and was like, nice sweater. And I looked down, I'm like, thanks. And before I could even think about it, I'm just like, wait a second, I'm wearing my Back to Warcraft sweater. Like, is that guy an actual fan of Warcraft 3? And if he was, well, then I guess it's true that, people really just don't recognize me. So, yeah, it's going to be one of those situations where people don't recognize me all that much. And then on top of that, I was, going around checking out some streams on Twitch and started making comments about some people. And like some of the people started getting mad at me. They're like, "Oh my gosh, you have SC in your name. You're lucky you're not getting banned by the moderators, right?" And I'm just like, wait, what's going on? And they was like, yeah, no StarCraft here. Only Warcraft people are allowed. And I'm just like, oh, I see how it is. Okay. Anyways, let's take a look at this Priestess of the Moon going straight after this Wisp. One more shot should finish it off. There it goes. No detonation. Priestess of the Moon able to get in all of that damage right there as we're looking at this Ancient of War while absorbing a large amount of damage and getting repaired. Priestess of the Moon going to finish off the Ice Troll Trapper here, and we'll see it will not be getting to level 2. Meanwhile, down across over here, we are looking at the Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 1. Has already gotten a good amount of experience and now looking to finish off this Ice Troll Trapper, but will not get to level 2 just quite yet. I believe that was a 5-3-3 creep camp, picking up a Ring of Protection plus 3. Ancient of War is going to continue to train on up. Meanwhile, Priestess of the Moon going to head off to the north here. Yeah, a lot of new interesting types of maps here. These blue dragon spawn meddlers and warriors. Different types of armor and just different types of animations. All these things that we really haven't seen all that much. Just being able to look at more of what's going on here. All right, Keeper of the Grove going to be taking a large amount of damage right there. And this is one of those things you have to be very careful with as a Night Elf player using this Priestess of the Moon. Priestess of the Moon, you are dealing a large amount of damage with that true shot or with those searing arrows, but at some point there's a question on how efficient is that bonus damage compared to when you finally need to use moonwells. When you need to use those moonwells, would you rather have just use that moonwell to try and heal up more hit points, or does it actually make sense? Oh, one more shot. Oh, I believe the Keeper of the Grove actually got that kill right there, as both sides are still engaging here. All right, Force of Nature, is it going to get one more shot, or is it going to get taken down? Oh, nope, it does actually fall due to the arrow, as the Priestess of the Moon gets in a little bit more experience. Check out the rare creeps. Yeah, those creeps. We'll take a look at them together as the players are going to be creeping out. As Sonic is sitting at 30 supply, Neutron sitting at only 28 right now. His army is a little bit smaller. And are we going to be going into Huntresses, or what are we going into? Yeah, eventually transitioning into Huntresses. This Priestess of the Moon still coming in, trying to deal damage here. It looks as though this Trent will get taken down, and it gets, pulled off right there, as the Priestess of the Moon still trying to add in more damage here. Priestess of the Moon starting to do an impression of a pincushion, unfortunately. A lot of damage being added as it's trying to hide and dive away there. Oh, missing that shot once more. And Sonic really doing a great job. Oh, trying to pick up that item, unable to do so, and now being forced to retreat back. All right, there's a little bit of a nice lake right here, making it difficult to wander around. You can actually see across the lake, but you're not able to walk across it. So I like the introduction and the style on this map here, there is a lot of thought that went into it. You're not just placing trees down for the sake of trees, but using untraversable terrain, but still gaining line of sight. So far, we're looking at the mud golem about to get taken down here, and I notice things on this map. I will try and point them out to you. Coming back across here, Huntress now making their way through. You can see another, well, a little bit of a farm that is untraversable, a little bit of line of sight heading across as well. And well, this map just could play into some interesting narrow choke points here in just a moment, as the Keeper of the Grove making an entangle off right there. Yeah, all right, Keeper of the Grove taking in a little bit of damage. Wisp being brought over for perhaps detonation purposes to try and break free from those entangles, as we're looking at a Troll Trapper about to get taken down pretty easily. All right, there it goes, as the Priestess of the Moon sits at level 2. Keeper of the Grove strongly at level 3. Keeper of the Grove has a pure up to vitality, 825 hit points. That is a large amount of hit points. If the Priestess of the Moon does not recognize that Keeper of the Grove has more hit points because of items, well, he may try and focus down that Keeper of the Grove without realizing that he's just kind of wasting his time there. It's one of those situations where if you just look at the health bar and how much total percentage health he has left, it's not going to tell you a complete picture. All right, the Tuskar Trapper. Oh, there goes an entangle. There's a detonation trying to remove right there, as the Huntress, well, gonna get ensnared. Priestess of the Moon now joining in on the fight for Sonik, as we see an entangle brought over once more. Interesting use of wisps, basically constantly removing that entangle, and is essentially burning mana from that Keeper of the Grove pretty consistently, as we're looking at an Ancient of Wonders taking a little bit of damage. All right, Ancient of Wonders is going to get taken out. Yes, it does. However, now the Priestess of the Moon going to go ahead and use that Staff of Teleportation to get out of harm's way. Coming back down to the south, we are looking at a Tree of Life about to be added here. There is a red creep camp off to the north here. All right, there's the Tuskar Chieftain, something you don't see very often. It is going to be dropping a 2-charge Wand of the Wind, as the Tuskar Trapper and the Tuskar Sorcerer still off over here will end up getting taken down. Inner Fire has been cast, making them a little bit difficult to take out, especially since it is piercing damage on that medium armor. Keeper of the Grove is going to pick up an additional +3 strength, getting 75 more, already up to 900 hit points at level 3. Meanwhile, back down across here, Tree of Life going to be making it into position as well. There goes, wow, an Unbroken Rager about to fall. There goes one shot. Level 3 now on that Priestess of the Moon, which should be going into level 2 True Shot Aura. A nice item pickup there, as we also see a Ring of Protection +3. Both of these players now just playing a game of, well, creeping on their side of the map. Neutron was a judge in the mapping contest, by the way. All right, so oh, what is this? So it's gonna be a Pit Lord as the follow-up hero with Cleave. Okay, that is an interesting call. There isn't much synergy between the Priestess of the Moon and the Pit Lord. The Pit Lord, however, will be using that, using a Howl of Terror most likely here in just a little bit. Pit Lord also going to be absorbing a large amount of damage as well, as the Pit Lord is cleaving across multiple units and adding in more and more damage again and again. That cleave and that arch right there, we see a Tome of Intelligence, Ring of Protection +3, exactly what the Pit Lord needs, picking up a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability alongside a Scroll of Healing. Now, that Ring of Protection +3 is necessary, as the Pit Lord, without a Death Knight, or without easy ways to get healing, you really want to try and maximize all of the healing possible right there. All right, Sonik quickly getting a detonation off on that Wisp. That Wisp pushing Sonik into low upkeep for a little bit of time. Meanwhile, this expansion here, Neutron, well, could end up losing this Entangled Goldmine. No, Entangled Goldmine going to start repairing right now and then jump on inside. There are a couple of trends now joining in. And is this going to be a gold old-fashioned, I'll trade my expansion for your main base damage? And that seems to be the case. This Wisp, is it going to detonate in time? Neutron, no, does not get detonation here. Neutron is not even trying to repair or train, or is trying to train up new additional Wisp, but it doesn't look like it's going to work as the Archers and the Dryads are just pelting this Tree of Life down. All right, more damage getting added in. Pit Lord is sitting at level 2, has a Scroll of Healing, and Neutron is sitting at, what, 44 supply compared to 50 over 40. And, well, the units are trying to back up right now. One Moonwell lost, but that does not seem like an efficient trade at all. Units trying to back up here. Is the Archer going to be able to get a final shot off onto this unit here? Staff of Teleportation allowed. No, Wand of the Wind. And Neutron may be forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal to try and get away. Trying to go after that Archer first. Oh, it looked like it was mid-attack, but the Priestess of the Moon was already down to 75 hit points. Not expecting that Wand of the Wind right there. Circuit of Nobility is going to be dropped. Yes, dropped, drinking up a little bit of that Moonwell juice, and now making rounds once more. We should be looking at Druids of the Claw in Adept mode, trying to get some rejuvenation momentarily as we still are at Tree of Ages. However, there is just no supply for that right now, and both players sitting on low or no upkeep on one base. Coming back before, Priestess of the Moon sitting at level 2. Units are now making their way across here. Pit Lord going to dive on in, going after the Tuskar Chieftain. Remember, this is a red creep camp. It seems like a relatively easy red creep camp. There's level, or actually, yeah, relatively, there's only a level 7 creep here as opposed to seeing a level 9. It isn't the super difficult, or even a level 8. Tuskar Chieftain gets taken down. Ankh of Reincarnation is the dropped item right there, as we're looking at the remaining Tuskar units getting, well, finished up. Priestess of the Moon gonna pick up that Tome of Intelligence, as Neutron does get to level 3 on his Pit Lord. Level 3 for Neutron. Level 4, level 3 for Sonik. As well, things are pretty much opening up very similar by both sides here. Main gold mines have about, what, 10 minutes of mining, or 9 minutes of mining left now. So we may turn into a situation where what you see is what you get. Expansions do take quite a bit of time to set up, and, well, things could go sideways if you try to set up an expansion and you don't have the army necessary to defend it. Scroll of Healing dropped there. Priestess of the Moon should be picking that up. There it goes. Level 4 now on the Priestess of the Moon, and going for Owl Scout, which will be, well, scouting out things as an owl. Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3. Is it going to be left behind? It is. Priestess of the Moon, full on items, multiple Ring of Protections, 11 armor on that bottom. Meanwhile, the Keeper of the Grove also having Scroll of the Beast, which is going to be a, well, should have just been sold, considering you already have Druids of the Claw. All right, Pure Up the Vitality picked up, drop back down, and we're looking at more damage coming across here. Priestess of the Moon trying to, well, be close enough to offer perhaps a True Shot aura without actually getting any of that experience. I don't believe that's possible. Sentry wards, are they going to be left behind? Nope, Priestess of the Moon going to go ahead and pick those up as well. All right, the majority of the creep camps have now been cleared out. A new Tree of Life has been established, but Sonik, or is being established, but Sonik knows about it since he has that scouting wisp. And the question will be, can well, Sonik put pressure, or can Neutron force an engagement away from that expansion, buying himself time to set that up? Circuit of Nobility right there. And what item is going to be dropped? It looks like it was a Sentry Ward as well. That Pit Lord having, well, plus 13 damage, an Ankh of Reincarnation, and a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. That is going to be a difficult hero to take out, especially if when it has Howl of Terror to reduce the amount of damage that the army will be dealing. Some sort of built-in debuff, giving that Pit Lord a much easier time to take all of that damage, since, well, everyone is hitting it slightly less. As Dryads, Huntresses now making their way back off to the north here. We're looking at a couple of abolished magics again. Pit Lord now making its way down south here. Dryads, Huntresses still wandering around here, and we are looking at a bunch of healing. No Hunter's Hall. Wait, no, there's got to be a Hunter's Hall. No upgrade on the Moonwells for higher capacity on either side. this Tree of Life down to 1400 hit points. And now, well, away here, what are we doing? This Tree of Life down to 1000 hit points as the Dryad army now shows up into positions. There's a roar. Are we going to see some abolished magic? Yes, we are. And the abolished magic actually stopping the Dryads from attacking for a little bit of time as the bears are now going to try and engage. All right, Howl of Terror being brought over. Mass detonations coming across as well. Pit Lord in that front line location. Damage coming back across as well. Let's see how much damage this Pit Lord can really do. Another Howl of Terror being cast across multiple units as we are looking at, well, the Pit Lord trying to finish things down. Meanwhile, Sonik has gotten to level 4 on that Priestess of the Moon as well. There's a couple of illusionary bears, but real bears are starting to fall. Pit Lord currently in trouble. Currently, well, gets off another Howl of Terror trying to finish off some more units as the Cleave is adding in more and more damage. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability has come to an end. Keeper of the Grove, well, taken down here. Are we going to see one Druid of Claw taken out? No. Staff of Preservation saves. Pit Lord will be popping back up here in just a moment. There's another Howl of Terror. 40 supply compared to 48. Sonik having the larger army. Priestess of the Moon trying to escape down to 6 hit points. It gets taken out. Pit Lord sitting by himself, getting up to level 5 now, but there may not be enough gas in the tank for that Pit Lord to survive all of these units here. Dryad's going to end up getting taken down. There goes another Dryad there. Priestess or Tree of Life entangling the gold mine. Extra gold would be very helpful now as Dryads are showing up to the party. All right, Pit Lord, what's it going to try and do? Pit Lord ties another Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. 2 heroes going up against the remaining archers here. More low hit point bears. They should have been rejuvenating against themselves already, as we're going to look at another Dryad escaping at 1 hit point right there. All right, there's a Howl of Terror. Damage coming across. Pit Lord trying to, well, win this war outright by himself. Slow poison coming across here. Bears now with rejuvenation. Dryads trying to remove the rejuvenation, as well as Roar now coming down as well. All right, we are getting some gold into that gold mine, and now this is crunch time for Sonik. He needs to destroy this expansion before it gives them too much of a economic advantage for Neutron, as this expansion, well, down to 600 hit points. Army gonna try and regather back in. Pit Lord looking very strong, has a large amount of hit points and mana, trying to get in position here. Repair is now underway, distracting all of those bears as the Pit Lord is now in that frontline spot. Is this Tree of Life gonna get taken out now? There's a Howl of Terror trying to reduce the amount of damage, as well as the bears are just gonna, well, try to go after that Tree of Life down to 140 hit points, 110. More repairs getting underway. This Tree of Life down to 70 hit points. Staff of Preservation saves 1. Are we gonna get enough damage? Down to 29 hit points, 33. Another bear falls. 1 bear falls. 1 is Staff of Preservation back home. Sonic's own Druid of the Claw isn't going to be able to make its way back out as it's fighting into a corner. This is not looking to a good spot, as there's only 1 Staff of Preservation. 1 Staff of Preservation means that it is going to end up. Oh, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability used in time. There's a Howl of Terror as the Druid of the Claw and the Priestess of the Moon trying to head back. Are we going to see 1 bit of damage onto that last? Oh no! Beautifully done, but a new bear shows up to the party as we now see level 5 on the Priestess of the Moon. All right, Pit Lord now in that frontline location gets in a Howl of Terror, now trying to retreat back once more, taking a lot of damage. 109 hit points. The new Priestess of the Moon, or the Priestess of the Moon of Neutron, has been resurrected, as the units are going to try and engage once more. All right, Priestess of the Moon going to try and make its way back across over here. Pit Lord is right there. Are we going to see an entangle? What is that what is that doing there? All of a sudden, it showed up, and this could be bad news. All right, let's take a look at what's going down here. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability and a Potion of Greater Healing on this Priestess of the Moon. Just going to get Staff of Preservation out, as the Priestess of the Moon now going after the Keeper of the Grove, unable to get the necessary damage. Are we going to perhaps get some slow poison in front of it in time? And that is the question. The Keeper of the Grove down to 357 hit points, taking a lot of damage still. That slow poison, however, shaking off, and now able to make its way back off to the north. Sonik really playing a great game, and there is the GG Neutron Neutron unable to stop Sonik onto this match right there. The Priestess of the Moon and the Keeper of the Grove able pretty much by themselves take on the remainder of the army. And, well, there just was not enough survivability items on that Pit Lord. That Pit Lord ended up dealing a large amount of damage, removing much of the army as we had expected. Neutron doing a great job there. However, Sonic was able to just outlast with those heroes, and the survivability items on those heroes, that potion of greater healing coupled with a potion of lesser invulnerability, meant that that Priestess of the Moon was really never in danger. On top of that, because Sonic went for bears, Staff of Preservation then came into play. It makes more sense to try and Staff of Preservation high hit point, high supply units such as bears compared to, say, archers, dryads, and huntresses. So much time was spent trying to deal that damage to finish off a 960 hit point unit, only to see it disappear with 20 hit points left. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.